Hey, Melanie, as you can see, I've got your composition up in the window here. Let me just reduce that. Okay, so let's talk about composition and let's talk about type and concept. Okay, so as far as the composition goes, I think it's interesting. It's interesting, but it seems to be undone. And now I appreciate the use of negative space, but what we have here is we've got this situation. Now, this is called clotheslining. There's two different ways to set your type. If you don't want your baselines and your cap lines to really align with each other, or if it's impossible to do so, one is called skyscraping, the other is called clotheslining. This is clotheslining, meaning that the bottom are not aligned. Skyscraping would mean the bottoms are aligned, but the tops aren't aligned. And I'm okay with this, but my recommendation is to take more of this type and bring it over here because there's just too much space right here. So if they're, it's okay that they don't align, but there shouldn't be that much space. Do you see what I'm saying? So I would say take some of this type, bring it over here. Okay. Um, you've only got one paragraph. This is an awfully long paragraph. So I would definitely recommend trying to demarcate additional paragraphs, and or if this is one paragraph, go ahead and add another paragraph just so that we can show your typographic prowess in indicating a new paragraph, that being either an indent or a space between, but not both, right? Um, okay, so regs definitely need to be adjusted. There is a video tutorial in the course announcements. You want to take a look at that. Those regs, we want to adjust those regs. Okay, as far as okay, 44th, that's good. That's good. So it looks like you don't have access to OpenType, but you have reduced the size of the numbers. So that's fantastic. The numbers look great. Good job. That TH, that should be superscript, by the way. Um, story as American story. Values from the heartland, a middle class upbringing. So, his story is the American story. Values from heartland. Okay, yeah, that's an M dash. Good job. Perfect. Park, you've been paying attention. I love it. However, typically if I use an M dash is pretty long, right? It takes up a lot of space. Typically, I will not put a space before and after an M dash. Good use of hyphen there. Good job. You're looking good here, man. You're paying attention. That's awesome. Where the author can be African American president. That should be a dash. African American. That's not a change of thought. Okay, so that wouldn't be an M dash. That would be just a regular hyphen. Harvard Law Review. That titles can be italicized. It's not required, but it can be. So it's up to you. Okay. Okay, so all right, now we're looking good here. So we basically we have the superscript, we have a couple of other regs, and we have the dashes. I don't see any application for small caps, but if you do find any, or you add type and you are finding areas with all caps, be sure to transpose those to small caps. Good, good drop cap, nice style there. What if we could draw some kind of continuation? Maybe a very thin, and not a stroke around the image, but basically another kind of cool technique. Or and you can even be red or blue or even both. But take this same size rectangle, right, and make a blue rectangle, and take this and then take that rectangle, place it behind this image, and then nudge it down and over to the right a little bit. It'll create some dimension, and it'll also draw a continuation between your color. Just a tip. You don't have to do that. Right now, I think this configuration is off center. Look at the size of that right margin compared to the left margin. So we can take this whole configuration, move it over to even out your margins. Timeline looks good, but the shapes are, if I remember, these shapes weren't used on the front. I know you used that rule next to the line, the vertical line next to Barack Obama, but I'm just wondering if we can tie in a closer um, uh, conceptual tie between the shapes. Now, the colors are there, definitely, but the shapes, I don't recall these shapes being present on the front of the poster. Therefore, you might consider increasing your harmony by including adjusting those shapes or doing something to maybe point more towards the front of the poster. Um, Fourth superscript 1961. These numbers have not been adjusted, however. You can see how big that is. They're great in your body copy, but in the timeline, you want to adjust those out. Also, you're using reverse type, which is white type on a black background. Theoretically, it's best to use a sans serif. As we can see, it's a little bit more readable, but that's okay. Either way, sans serif or serif, you want to, whenever you're using reverse type, you want to increase the tracking. That's the overall tracking, okay? So you definitely want to increase the tracking. It'll make it more visible. Excuse me, it will make it more readable. Yes, the rags are definitely needing adjusted, needing adjustments. So other than that, I think we're looking great. Really nice start. If you have any questions at all, let me know, but you're definitely pointing in the right direction. So good work. Again, any questions or clarifications, let me know, but let's go ahead and make those adjustments and we'll take it from there. All right. Thank you very much.